Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, a couple of days ago, there was word that former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's AUC chairmanship campaign team had been hit by a major cash crunch. And then there were speculations that President William Ruto had set tough conditions for Raila Odinga because of comments of impeachment coming from members of parliament of his faction. And I'm talking about one Caleb Amisi, who talked about impeaching William Samoei Ruto. Now guess what? Word has it that there's a jet on standby to take Raila Odinga to 5 African countries. And going by the story, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that Raila Odinga is targeting Sahel countries. Then there's talk that Raila Odinga is going to target the South African region, whereby he's going to target South Africa. Now, talking about Sahel, you know the countries that form Sahel. Raila is targeting Nigeria. And in this strategy, Raila is going to meet President Tinubu, and this is a strategy to conquer the West. Remember, Nigeria is where Olusegun Obasanjo comes from. And mind you, Obasanjo is the one who proposed Raila Odinga for the AUC position, you know. So some of the other countries that Raila is going to target on that region are Benin, Togo, Ghana, and Senegal. Now, this strategy, ladies and gentlemen, is to try to conquer all Sahel countries, just like I told you. And we know that Sahel countries, there are so many countries there. Let me just list them. Senegal, Gambia, you know, we have Mauritania, we have Guinea, we have Mali, we have Burkina Faso, we have Niger, we have Chad, we have Cameroon, and Nigeria. So Nigeria is very important in this strategy for Raila Odinga to successfully penetrate those Sahel countries. Now, what's your take on this strategy, ladies and gentlemen? Just go below in the comment section and you can give us your take on this renewed strategy of Raila Odinga using a jet to beat time. So before we delve into more details of this new strategy, ladies and gentlemen, kindly like this video and share. It's so important. That is the only way YouTube will share this video to other people. Also, don't forget to subscribe, because that is the only way you make our channel grow. Thanks for being a very important part of YOLENO TV's growth. I want us to go into the nitty-gritties of this strategy. Some people have been talking about it. There's one particular political analyst, Professor Harmon Manyora, who also gave his insight into this strategy, and he labeled this strategy as an isolate and attack kind of strategy. I wanted to pay a very keen attention to this video.
That Odinga has a jet on standby that will take him to 5 African countries.
We need to take the Raila campaign into the skies now, into the air. Don't go for the group. Isolate and attack. And solidify, like Southern Africa, SADC countries. Ensure none escapes from the camp.
So based on Professor Harmon Manyora's strategy, or rather how he puts it, is that in this strategy, Raila is going for certain countries with enormous convincing power to be able to dominate other countries. Like for instance, I was telling you about Nigeria being a very crucial point for this task. But the only problem, you know, is that most of Sahel countries, because Nigeria is part of the Sahel countries, most of those countries in Sahel, or rather under the Sahel banner, will not be allowed to vote. Now that is the only tricky thing. So Raila is going to invest his time and energy and resources on Nigeria to try to conquer almost 9 countries that form part of the Sahel countries. But unfortunately, there are 6 countries which AUC says will not vote, and those countries are part of Sahel. Why? Because these are countries which are prone to coups. You know, the only country that is going to vote is a country where there's some kind of democratic elections. But countries like Burkina Faso, countries like Gabon, countries like Guinea, countries like Mali, countries like Niger and Sudan, these are countries which have been plunged in a lot of civil war. So AUC, African Union will not allow these countries to vote. So from the Sahel countries, the only eligible countries to vote are Senegal, Gambia, Mauritania, Chad, Cameroon, and Nigeria. So Raila is going to focus on these countries, hoping that he's going to get votes from the presidents of these countries. You know, one of the agenda of Raila Odinga is to try to contain this civil war, try to find a way of dealing with civil war, try to find a way of minimizing these conflicts in war-prone countries in Africa. So Raila boasts over enough experience, you know, solving such kind of issues, solving political issues. He has a lot of competence in that. His credentials, you know, defend him when it comes to matters of political solutions. So he can offer political solutions to these regions. I think that's why someone like Obasanjo settled for Raila Odinga, knowing that the former Prime Minister of Kenya has enormous capability and has enough knowledge and understands Africa better than any other president. That's the reality. I'm just looking at a scenario where there's a debate, because most likely there's going to be a debate. I think there's going to be a debate. So if this debate takes place and we have, you know, the Mauritius candidate, we have Raila Odinga, we have the Djibouti candidate, we have all these candidates, 4 of them, and then there's some kind of a debate, and then some questions thrown to them on the history of Africa and the future of Africa. Most likely, I'm looking at Raila Odinga triumphing in that debate. I mean, I'm just trying to be biased there and saying that Raila is going to win in that debate. Honestly speaking, who else understands Africa better than him? He has survived in regimes, and his credentials speak volume. So I don't think someone like Mahmoud, you know, or Gayan is going to beat Raila Odinga, you know, in debate. So that is why I look at this matter, you know, saying that Raila is going to triumph, you know. Mind you, if you look at the mathematics that is being thrown out there, that based on the strategies and the campaign team, Raila has 19, almost assured. But he still needs around 13 to win in round 1. So the strategy here is try to get 13 votes out of the remainder, you know, but he has a surety of 19. So getting this 13, I think that's the new strategy that he has of targeting South Africa to penetrate the South African region, and targeting Nigeria to penetrate the Sahel countries, the Western countries there. But of course, you know the challenges of the Western countries, the coups and the like. But that's a strategy, ladies and gentlemen. So the task is still difficult, considering how Francophone countries vote. As to why many people think Mahmoud is going to win, is that Mahmoud is assured of OIC votes. I mean, literally, you can say he's literally assured of OIC votes, which are almost 20-something, 23, 24, less than 25, I think. So that is the reason why most people think Mahmoud might win, because most of the AUC chairs are always, the decision is always by the Islamic Council. So, but this we can't rule out Raila Odinga's strategy and the kind of relationship he's had with some of these presidents like Ramaphosa. Most of these presidents, Raila Odinga has a lot of influence. Rwandese president, you know, take about Zimbabwe, talking about Zambia, you know, these countries. Raila has close relationship with these presidents. So these presidents will convince other presidents to vote for Raila Odinga. So Raila is still hopeful that he's going to get the 13 countries that he needs to be able to secure the win in round 1. You know, I pray that this thing ends in round 1, because if it goes in round 2, then most likely those 2 other candidates will pull out automatically they will pull out. The number 3 and 4 will pull out. Then they've the first and the first runners, the first and the first runners up, they will contest again. So the person who does not becomes last again, pulls out. So of course, if there are 4, 2 pulls out, then the third one pulls out. Of course, the person who will have the majority votes will win. Now that's what I see, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you. Just go below in the comment section and tell us what you think about this new strategy of using a jet to try to traverse Africa and convince many heads of state within a short time. Just go below in the comment section and you can offer a reaction on this move. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.